Greetings. I'm Christopher Logan Hill, the GI Joe Gamer. Tonight I'm Odin on deck, and we're going to be talking to my rawhides about making characters. So, how you guys all doing tonight? Welcome, rawhides.
No. Doing good.
I figured we'd just go over the book and see what you guys needed. And the first part should go pretty fast, but the last bit will actually go into upgrades and gear and stuff, and what you guys will actually put on your sheets if you want to put anything, because you guys are going to have standard gear for the most part, unless you want something extra. So let's put this up here. We all know about the first few steps, and we did that pretty good. Now, what I've added to this is I changed everything around, and I put the actual quick character creation system in the back of the book, and I've done each section. Hello, Smokey. I've done each section as the character creation steps. So, section 2 actually is now factions and all about that. So, do you guys like the way I set this up?
Yeah, I kind of think. Hey, Smokey!
I haven't.
Stop being so close.
I did fix these in my book, Katie, with the armed forces. So if you guys see any more typos, let me know. But we should be good. I should just have to finish writing it now, and I can take my time and do that because I'm not really going to put the book out for general public for about another year.
Formatting, the only issue I have is that black on dark green is a little hard to read. But
you know what? I was going to ask you guys whether you like that or if you'd rather have it just be the regular white background like this.
I would actually go with a lighter shade of.
Just change the transparency, Chris. I think would be better.
How do you change the transparency?
If you click on, how did you put the background in? As a picture?
Page color. Just page color.
Yeah, you just go there and pick a lighter version of the same color.
How's this? You guys like this one? It's what I'm using for my Heroes of Haven's run. If you'd rather, what about this? We're just talking cosmetics at this point, so let's just put it back to the white so we all can see it. Anyway, let's see. We had a couple of you in the armed forces. So did you guys get all this straightened?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that was Katie and Jay.
Yeah.
But mine is in armed forces too.
That's right. And so all I've done with the armed forces over here is clarify what they get pretty much after character creation. Everything else was the same. So which faction was Airwave?
Air Force.
Air Force. So yes. So afterwards, you would get minus 25% cost to any pilot classification. So like if it's 100, it would only be 75 for you.
Sorry.
Did that make sense, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then we have Army, which they get to that minus 25 to training. So any questions on that for armed forces? Okay. I don't believe we had a civilian contractor. Okay. Somebody's hollering at me over the Discord. Just give me a second. Okay. Never mind. It was a general invite, of course. Somebody wants me to join their live stream.
They're too late.
Yeah, they're too late. I'm already live streaming. I don't think we had a civilian contractor, but what I did here was I defined what all the sub-factions get. Most of it was after character creation, but some of them get stuff at character creation. Nobody had a deviant. I was kind of reserving deviants for bad guys anyway. But I put it in the game system so people can play them if they want to. We had a elite. That would be you, Echo 15.
Yes, that would be me.
And you were an industrialist, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so after character creation, you have minus 10% when purchasing any engineering. So, like if it's 100, you only spend 90. Does that make sense?
Okay.
You basically just take 10. And I did that for everything. I made sure all the sub factions got their stuff. I still need to come in and write a lot of the descriptions for these. We didn't have an international arms dealer, but we do have a mechanism. So far, how do you think that's going, Kate?
I'm
I
doing
basically
stuff.
just gave you your AI level, and yours is above a normal bot, so you have cyborg level intelligence.
Yeah, you said level 3, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay. And AI can be upgraded, so it's all good. But you got all these basic stuff, right? Okay, so.
Yeah.
And we had an outlaw, but he's not here tonight. And I actually went into a lot of detail on that because he gave me a lot of cool ideas. And I also did a lot of detail on the radicals, which we don't have because I've got a bad guy that's a radical. So, and
I
soldier
thought you did-
important. What was that?
You did work on the grenadier.
I did the grenadiers. People call them grenadiers. I don't know why. The word is pronounced grenadier, but when they say
I know.
iron grenadier, they got to say grenadier.
I have never heard anyone pronounce it grenadier.
Really?
Me either.
That's all I've ever heard.
Even in the army, I heard it pronounced as grenadier.
I'm fine with either pronunciation. It doesn't bother me either way. Of course, if we have terrorists. Okay, so that takes us to the MOS. I'm pretty sure everybody's got this all figured out. Any questions on MOS? Okay. Sure, I will skip past that and go right to specialties. I think that's where everybody had some questions. Because we had attitude and affiliation figured out. That was pretty simple, correct?
Yeah.
No, everybody knows how to make a check and a feat. And ability scores were pretty straightforward, I thought. Any
I
questions?
didn't finish that, and I don't remember exactly which parts I didn't finish.
Okay, so what do you want to go over, sir? Just the charts or the descriptions?
Honestly, it's one of those things where I just don't even remember which parts I didn't get done last. Because I just realized it's been over a week since I looked at it.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. We're just chilling, you know. We're playing a game, so you know we don't need to stress.
There's something on my sheet that has not been written. The heightened the stems, like the heightened senses area. Would that be changed in any way?
I did update that. Do
Yeah.
you have the updated sheet or do you have the old dossier?
I have the new one right now, and I
Okay.
just transferred everything over. But I was wondering, with the heightened senses thing, would I have anything else for like vision? Because like with my helmet, it would be like the Iron Man stuff.
Okay, see, that would be when we get to upgrades.
Okay.
All right, so Mark,
Yes.
what do you need from ability scores? And did you maybe I should ask everybody. I probably should ask it at the beginning. Did everybody download a copy of the new revised book?
Yeah.
That's actually one of those things I was just double checking. So I was trying to figure out whether the ones that I currently have.
I'm pretty sure I updated it Saturday night. Is that correct, Kelly?
Yeah, I remember you
Something like
posting a
that.
link. I'm just trying to figure out whether that's the file I had open or not.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, 23rd.
Okay. So just go to page 36 and finish filling out your ability scores. And you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
I am just copying everything that I had over from the old one.
Okay. I didn't make any changes to that. I mean, except for maybe wordage. And I don't think I really did anything to that effect. I got everything figured, cybernetic slots and upgrade failure. There were some minor changes I made from the Linharo stuff, but it's pretty much verbatim from Linharo.
Hmm.
That was the idea, to make it easy just to clone the system. I mean, I did change faith points to action points and talents to weapon qualifications, and there are certain things, wordage I changed, but essentially it's the same stuff. I know that Mark isn't familiar with that, but everybody else here is. Mako wasn't either, but he's not here tonight, so.
Hey, get whatever Bandit has.
What was that?
The new pup had something he wasn't supposed to.
Oh, okay. So what we got going on here? Anybody else? Anybody have any questions about ability scores at this point?
No, I didn't think so.
How you doing, Mark? You good?
I'm looking through things and trying to figure out exactly what questions to ask later.
Okay. Well, we can hold out. I mean, or you can ask him later. It's up to you, man.
Yeah, I'll just ask them whenever I figure out what the questions I need to ask are.
Hey, no problem. I'm an easygoing ref. And I know we did hit dice and hit degree and resistance rolls. We did those really good. And then we had gone over the starting specialty point pool. Now, the way I reset this up, I actually was talking with Mako. He actually has done a lot of editing and has written his own Star Wars game. And so he actually likes the way I made some changes to this so that it's easier to understand from a first-time player's perspective. I kind of wrote Linharo from an experienced gamer's perspective, and that probably wasn't that great of an idea. But for the Splinterscapes, I'll go from a beginning player's perspective. Let me see here. Do you guys understand how the primary MOS works as opposed to the other specialties?
Think so?
Okay.
Isn't
You have your primary and then your major, your secondary.
yeah.
So if you have your primary and then you have one major, secondary, and then the rest are all secondary skills. They're minor specialties.
Yeah.
We're all clear on that. We can just go right to the skills and see if anybody has any questions about them.
I didn't do anything at all with the skills last time.
Okay. Well, that's why we're here tonight. But
I was
you understood
totally
the differences
confused.
between the specialties, correct? What questions do you have about the differences in the specialties, Kate?
I just didn't understand what I was supposed to have as my character. I think I had some things written down on my notes, but I'm not sure.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to be
Check
blowing my
real
nose a lot tonight. I didn't think you wanted to watch that.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh, you missed it. Sorry. Okay, so what is your main question about primary specialty? Did you get that? That is your major secondary specialty, and then your secondary is see. Yeah, the wording here is the same. I need to change that. They both function as a major, but I should just take this out. Oh, making a major secondary specialty. Okay, I did clarify it. So I wanted to make sure the wording was correct because that was one of the issues that Mako had with it. Was this wasn't clarified very well when we first started out. But I think I got it wired now. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I have a question.
Okay, I have an answer.
With navigation, if you have aerial, isn't that flight?
Yep, that's exactly what that is. Navigating through the sky.
If you have that, that means you know how to go through the sky. You know how to fly, pretty much.
You basically know how to chart a course through the sky, just like a marine navigator or a nautical navigator would chart a course through the sea, over the sea.
Okay.
or somebody would use a map to go across land. That's it's kind of the same concept. Just it's very different for each different type of navigation, but you're still considered a navigator. All right. So, any questions on the classification specialties?
Yeah.
Maybe I should do this.
Now I'm going to reboot my computer quick because I've opened OpenOffice twice and it's locked up both times. I don't know why.
We all understand computer issues, Mark. Do what you got to do, man.
Alrighty.
I'll bring you back in when you come back. I'll start with red. We'll jump back over to this, and I will start with red. And why don't you tell me what your MOS is, sir?
But the thing I want to be material engineering.
My
What
primary
did
MOS?
Yes.
Okay.
What did you choose for your MOS? Not your specialty, but your MOS. Because your faction was an elite industrialist, and then you chose what as your MOS, your military occupational
I don't
specialty.
remember because I put CT on it.
That would be a cyber technician. So I was wrong. Oh yeah, somebody else wants me to go on their show. You know, I spend whole nights in a week where nobody wants to bug me, and I go live, and that's when everybody wants me to join them.
That's how it is.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so you're a cyber technician. That's what CT stands for.
Yep.
So what specialty did you choose as your primary, your main job as a cyber technician?
Electronics.
Electronics. Now the news sheet has a spot for that at the top of specialties. That was a suggestion Mako made. He actually helped me out a great deal on making this look good.
Yeah, you want me to write that there?
Whatever your primary is, yeah. Instead of putting a P or an M in the box, I actually have a space for primary and secondary at the top of the sheet.
Okay. But I would have a lot of secondaries, though.
Everything else is secondary. Everything else is just specialties. You have a primary and a secondary, and everything else is just other specialties that you have.
Yeah.
With your primary and your secondary, you get bonuses. Everything else you don't get bonuses for. But because you have it, you're not penalized for trying to do it. There's no saying that somebody can't just jump in a Jeep and drive it. There's no saying that. But if you have a specialty in it, you don't have any penalties. And if it's your secondary, then you get more. You get a bonus. And then if it's your major for day, then you would even get a bigger bonus.
I have AM written for computers right now. So that would be my major.
That would be your secondary specialty. And that would be your that would be your secondary. What you had for a major, it would be your secondary specialty. And you have your primary.
Okay.
There's Mark again. There you go, sir. How you doing? Okay, so what do you got there for your primary? Should have a P next to it. It's the one you want to use the most as for your character.
I made these lines a bit better.
I think what we're going to do next time when we do a session 0 is actually do it on the Discord. We don't really have to do these live. I was just doing stuff for my channel, but it's kind of cool if people want to watch it, but I don't get a lot of views on my session 0, so I don't think people really want to sit there and watch character creation all that much. But, it depends. I mean, I get a lot more in the replay naturally, but right now we don't have it. So, okay, Warren, do you have the answer to that question?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so what's your primary military specialty?
My primary MOS.
Well, call it by its initials. It's just not fair.
It's electronics. My primary is electronics. My secondary is computers.
Okay, and everything else is just specialties. No more P&M. We don't have to deal with that. Okay, so you're set then for that. Okay,
I have 5 more special.
Kelly,
Yeah.
what is your MOS?
Hang on, let me get back to my character sheet. MOS, I'm a commando.
You are a commando, and so your primary military specialty for that would be special forces, correct?
Correct.
Okay, what did you choose as your secondary?
Medical doctor.
Medical doctor. See, so you're all set. You're ahead of the game. We'll pick on Jay and see if she's got the same. You were quick. Nice going, Patches. She patched me up quicker than I even had her on the screen. So Jay, what's your
Yeah.
MOS?
Driver.
Driver. Okay, your primary.
Heavy equipment.
So you're a heavy equipment operator. That's awesome. And the secondary?
Mechanical vehicle.
Okay, so you're a heavy equipment operator and a mechanic.
Yes.
You know what that means? You drive the big stuff.
Yes.
If it's considered a big vehicle, that's not a fast attack Jeep. That's not a tank. That's pretty much everything else. All the support vehicles, that would be you. That doesn't mean you don't know how to drive those other things, but you're the best at driving the big stuff, like our Mako vehicle. It's kind of funny that he wanted to have his code name be that, but we'll see. So you're all set then. So that'll
Yes.
take us to Kate.
All
Last
right.
up, MOS, please.
Grenadier.
Grenadier.
What's the
Secondary. Primary specialty. I'm sorry.
No idea where those are or what they are.
Okay,
That's
so
where
your primary is the one that you choose to be your best specialty, and you get bonuses with it. Everybody gets a primary military specialty. And let me see the bonuses for that. For a primary military specialty, you get +5 for making checks or +25 for making feats with using that specialty. And for your
You have me on
secondary,
the screen. I'm not seeing what you're showing.
yeah, I know. I'm going over
Oh,
it. We don't really have to see anything. I'm just looking at the book myself for reference. Now, for a secondary, you get +3 for checks and +15 for making feats. So, that being said, which one would you like to be your primary specialty of the specialties that you have chosen?
I didn't choose any specialties.
Okay, now for a mechanism and a grenadier, you get a bunch of stuff. Did you write down what all specialty slots that you have?
No, I did not
An
write
example
down
of
the slots.
you shut down just like Blast Pup did, and it's all good. Okay, so we can go over it. That's like I said. I will bring the book up again, and we'll take a look. Go back up to. That's why I was asking the questions up there when we were on.
Yeah, I just finished the conversion of the new.
Okay.
they said
So
con-
for mechanism, you got your move base and your natural DR, correct?
move base 24, natural DR 16.
Right. And then I took care of your resistance rolls and gave you +5 to your physical. You don't get any bonus regular specialties, but you get 10 bonus weapon qualifications.
You said +5 physical. What is that?
That goes to your resistance rolls.
I think I might have had
We
that.
took care of that in the other session, but if
Yeah, I have a 10 physical score, so I think, and then I have a tech score of 10 as well, so I'm not sure.
I may have given you a bonus because your AI went up.
Okay.
And then we have bonus weapon qualifications. You have 10 slots to pick weapons. That includes
Is there
vehicles
a
too.
place to set or put that in?
What's that?
Is there a place to put that in inside the sheet?
I would just put it at the top of where you have the weapon qualifications. Let me jump back over here. I do have that set up here. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's side B. On side A here in the middle where it says combat information, where it says qualifications, you could
You
put
said
your
in the
number.
middle?
Yeah, right in the middle of the sheet or on the front. Where it says combat information.
Yes, I have weapon types and vehicle types.
Right. So where it says qualification, like put a dash and then how many you get, so that when we get to that
Okay.
part, you know how many slots you have, because they're
Okay.
for both weapons and vehicles. Now, for each weapon, I see primary ammo is top, secondary at the top. I just wanted to show that real quick. But for each weapon, it's only one slot, but vehicles have different slots that they take up. Now, that takes us to your MOS, and you chose Grenadier. You know, I actually like the pronunciation. I think I like the pronunciation of Grenadier better than Grenadier. So we'll go with that. So for your Grenadier,
I
you
get
one
5 more.
Grenadier specialty, and your primary needs to be, that would be your primary.
What needs to be my primary? I apologize.
One of your Grenadier specialties. So when you choose a Grenadier specialty, when the ordnance that goes along with it, which we'll go into because I have clarified what ordnance specialties go with correspond with what Grenadier specialties. And that would be your primary. So whatever gun you like the most, that's going to be your primary. If you understand what I mean. Whatever type of specialty you chose as your big gun.
Okay. I haven't even looked at those yet.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get to it, but
You showed them last time, but I was like, I wasn't even sure. I saw 2 different areas, and I just wasn't sure.
Where it says primary specialty on the back on side side B, put Grenadier specialty in the primary slot. So you know that whenever you choose a Grenadier specialty, one Grenadier specialty, it goes to that. But you also have to have the ordnance that goes with it, but that's part of Grenadier, I should say. And then you have your also you get a secondary specialty.
You
That's
said
your
to put
secondary.
in my
Your
primary MOS to
Yeah,
put
put-
what?
For primary MOS, for right now, put one Grenadier specialty, and you'll swap that out for whichever one you choose. And then for your
Mhm.
secondary, you put the ordnance type, and then you can swap that out.
Oh,
So
those.
one Grenadier, one ordnance in your primary and your secondary. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you made these to be written on.
Oh yeah,
Not-
I did.
Yeah.
And then you also get one level in hand-to-hand classification, which means you have HTH basics on the training, so you can check that off, and then you have one level over on the qualifications.
You said check what off?
HTHC class basic over on the training sheet.
Training.
On the second sheet on side B. So I got to get these terms down, guys. I'm sorry. So where it says training qualifications, there's HHC basics. So you would check that, and then over where it says hand-to-hand combat, you would check novice and level 1, because HHC basics gives you novice in that.
Oh, so just put an X or
Whatever you're
Whatever.
comfortable with. I use an
So-
X because it's easier.
HHC basics. I put an X, and
Yep.
then there's 2 hand-to-hand combat things.
Right,
You said-
right. There you have to have the training qualification, and when you take HHC basics, that gives you novice in the hand-to-hand combat qualification over on the first chart. On your classification specialties.
On the first.
Yeah, we're going to go over specialties a lot, but I just want to get your basics so that when we get to it, you
So
know
novice, just check that off.
novice and level 1.
And level 1.
Because as a grenadier, you get level 1 in hand-to-hand combat.
Okay.
Meaning you know how to fight a little bit better than the average soldier. And then you get 5 more weapon qualifications. So I believe that puts you up to 15.
Yes.
Okay.
I wrote 15 down on there.
Okay, so we're good with that.
Okay.
All right, so that takes us back to specialties. What we got your primary. You would pick a grenadier specialty. So you would pick either grenade launcher, gunner's mate, flamethrower, heavy weapons, or missile launchers. Whichever one you want to use the most in game.
Which page is that?
Okay, that would be page 41 in the book.
41.
Yep, that would be your classification specialties cost chart. And then we'll go down and get the definitions are below as you scroll down. And grenadiers are on page 40.
What is a gunner's mate?
A gunner's mate is one of those large fixed guns on a vehicle, like a big gun cannon on a ship. A sailor who is qualified in that is called a gunner's mate. So if it's fixed, a fixed gun emplacement, then you would use gunner's mate. So I don't know if you're familiar with the G.I. Joe show, but those big old cannons that they always used around G.I. Joe headquarters, they call the flak cannon. That would be you would have to have gunner's mate to use that. Okay,
I'm not even sure how my character is going to use guns, though.
They would attach to you. They would be an attachment, and then in fact, you might have them just pop out of your robot. So basically, if you pick missile launchers would come out of your sides. You get what I'm saying?
That's cool.
Yeah.
But if you pick a grenade launcher, that would pop up off your back. I mean, and a gunner's mate probably off your back. Heavy weapons, machine guns would probably come off the sides. Same with missile launchers and flamethrower. That could be in your mouth if you wanted. Have it be like a breath weapon. That would be pretty cool. But anyway, if we go down to Grenadier real quick, since we're on your character.
The dossier is covering, by the way.
Oh, is it? Let me get rid of that. Sorry. Appreciate it. Thank you. So now, if we're looking at Grenadiers, the prerequisite was 1 weapon qualification in Grenadier classification type. Now, you've got the specialty already, but you have to spend the slot on a weapon in that category. So, like a grenade launcher would be any launcher that propels grenades. I mean,
what does the specialty do versus? Here, let me look at the
weapon qualification. Weapon qualifications are just like talents. It gives you a
No. What I meant is, if it's a primary versus a secondary versus something you just learn.
Right.
What's the difference?
Okay, that's what I was saying. The primary gives you it gives you a bigger bonus, and then the secondary gives you another bonus. A primary is +5, and secondary is +3, and then there's no bonuses to your regular specialties, but there's also no penalties when you take them. If you aren't specialized in something, if you try to do that action, then it would come with a penalty based on the situation. So. It depends on the type of weapon you want to wield. What you think would be the coolest looking thing off your canine cyborg? I mean, your robot, your canine mechanism. So, like, if you chose, just as an idea, heavy weapons as your primary, you would have to choose a machine gun. The proper ordnance for a machine gun.
Ordnance. What do you mean ordnance?
Yeah, we'll go over to ordnance.
Ammunition.
So it's your ammunition. Thanks, Mark. Which one of these would you like as your main weapon type?
Out of the ones listed here?
Yeah, grenade launcher, gunner's mate, flamethrower, heavy weapons, missile launchers, small arms. Don't worry about versus type or weapon systems.
But I want weapon systems. I want weapon systems.
Okay, look. In Kate's case,
I'm thinking a grenade launcher.
Grenade launcher. Okay. So, and you can have that pop out of your body wherever you want. You're a robot, so you are a mechanism. So that would take us to the ordnance specifications, which is down in training.
I can't really type this in.
whatever you want to use to make that work on that sheet is up to you. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, I ended up.
So
I did it.
that would make your secondary for the ordnance type. You chose grenade launcher. That would be artillery. Can you see that on the screen?
Yeah, I see artillery. What did you say?
That's your ordnance training.
Okay, so what is there an ordinance on the table here or something?
Yes, on the record sheet, that would be on the dossier. That would be under training qualifications. Under ordnance, it would say artillery.
Ordinance.
Oh, this is bizarre. Every time I try to open your second draft version of their character creation thing in Open Office, it freezes.
Well, that sucks. Hopefully, you can see what I've got on the screen there, Mark. Because when we get to you, which should be pretty soon, I think you're next, actually.
Yep.
So
Where is the ordnance artillery? You said it's under training qualifications?
yeah, if you look at the record sheet again on side B, on the right hand side are your training qualifications. If you go down to ordnance on the far right near the middle, you would take ordnance. For some reason, I got an extra line in there.
Yeah. I think that
Well, I
threw
will
me
have
off.
to clean that up when I fix everything up for the book. But right now, an extra line just means you can write something else in there if we want.
And so artillery, you said, correct?
That is correct. So yeah, I'm going to have to fix the grenadier list on the record on the dossier because it should include those other ones, small arms and versus type and I was joking with you, Red Power. That just needs to be fixed. So it's something I need to work on. I'll make sure I get that done.
There's other things I need to check off on the ordnance then?
You can, yeah. There's the for the grenadier, for the grenadier, but for artillery, that's all right. That's all correct.
Okay. For grenadier, then what do I need to select? Other things?
You can pick any of those: grenade launcher, gunner's mate, flamethrower, heavy weapons, missile launchers, and then there's those other three that aren't on here. I just have to add them to this list.
What about the secondary?
The other secondary specialties?
No, there's a secondary and a primary. What's the secondary?
Okay. The secondary is your ordnance, the ordnance type. So
that is the ordinance.
But
So
you would definitely
artillery.
click it down here too to know that you've already selected it. So you would put it in the two spots, but I put these up here because it was pointed out to me that it was hard to find where your primary was and where your secondary was. So it's technically in two places, but that's so you can look at it right away and go, my primary is grenade launchers and my secondary is artillery. Does that make sense?
Nope. Just
Okay.
know that artillery is what? Is ammo? The ammo for grenades?
And then when you use that stuff, you get certain bonuses when
Okay.
it's required. And then it'll come through gameplay. A lot of this will come through gameplay. We're gonna have to tweak all the bugs out of it when we actually play session 1. But we'll discuss that at the end of the session here tonight. So, do you have any other questions about your MOS, your primary, and your secondary?
MOS, primary and secondary. I do not have any questions about those three particular things.
Okay, good.
We chose them. They're in stone.
Okay, all right. I think we got that pretty good. So that would take us to Mar Hockman.
Well,
Get
I
over there.
eventually came up with the idea of trying to open the document in read-only mode after realizing that somehow it had generated 2 lock files on a single document, and I've never seen the computer ever do that before.
You know, I do some weird things with computers too. You wouldn't happen to be left-handed, would you, Mark?
Not really.
Okay, I am, and I do some weird things with computers.
Well, I all I did was open the file, and
Yeah,
boy,
I have hit print before, and it printed everything on one line. It didn't look that way on the screen, but it printed it on the printer. We have no idea how it happened.
the
So, yeah,
most amusing printer glitch I've ever seen was a file that was a
Boy,
glossy PowerPoint presentation in full color being sent to a dot matrix printer that did flat text in black and white. And for some unknowable reason, the printer, instead of telling you not to print it on that printer, printed the raw data and the PDF.
it happens, man. It is so weird how it does that kind of stuff sometimes.
And you got all of these pages of unreadable characters that meant nothing because it was a whole bunch of stuff that's supposed to be the frame of a picture, and it's being printed as text. Also, it was like 20 or 30 pages of text. Yeah.
Sorry to hear, Mark. A bunch of people jumped in the comments on me, and I missed them.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
Fine Ticks, Uncanny Swag. Hello.
Yeah, I was just saying hi to them, and okay, no, I'll just say it instead of write it here. Swag. No, you may not cast magic missile, but you may use a grenade launcher. That would be your magic missile in this game. Hello, Swag and Spine Ticks. Great, appreciate that you're here. Okay, Mark, let's get to your character. What was your primary? Let's just say, what's your MOS? Let's start there.
Let's see here. I got the thing to not crash for a few minutes, anyways. I literally just got to that stage of things. Yes.
Understood.
Okay, so I had it as I think it's military intelligence.
Yep, military intelligence. That sounded about right. But let me see which one. We'll go to the military intelligence, the intelligence specialties. As soon as I put Katie back onto the stream. No, it's all good. Okay, so let's go down to the intelligence specialties. And let's see, for your MOS is military intelligence, right? So were there any requirements that you had to pick a primary?
I don't remember.
I
don't think I'd finished all of that stuff. I was going to do it later and then got busy with stuff in real life.
Okay, and you are a cyber technician, so I will just scroll down to cyber technician. Okay, is that on the screen or do I need to put it up there?
I see my avatar on the screen.
All right, so I'll put it up on the screen and we'll switch sides again. Woo! There we all are on the other side. I don't know why Swags is a chicken feeder, but these guys are really fun in the chat, and their show is great on Saturday nights. So y'all should check out Spine Ticks on Saturdays.
I watched a little bit of the one that you posted.
It is a lot of fun there. Okay, so Mark, sorry I was distracted again. Your drawbacks as a cyber technician is you must take 50% of your specialties in engineering. So half have to be in engineering, if that makes any sense to you. And so you need to pick two specialties in technical engineering with one of them as your primary. Does that make sense?
Okay, so 50% of the specialties must be in engineering plus, and okay, bonus
Oh wait! You're not a cyber technician. You are a military intelligence agent, right?
Oh, right.
Okay, I was looking at the wrong one. I'm sorry. You're a spy. Oh. Okay. Okay. So did you get your 5 bonus action points?
No.
So your action. What does it say for your action points? Under your power score.
Let's see here. It's the old version of
Told
the
me I need to
file.
make this video. Isn't that nice? Okay. On your character sheet, I gotta go back over here.
Oh, power score is 89.
Yeah, your power score is 89, and on the far side of that, it says current action points by your power score. On your power score line, you have healing rate, base attack rating, and current action points.
Oh, it says 4. Currently.
4. So you would add 5 to that for a total of 9.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have. You have one of those has to be one of your primaries has to be an intelligence. This makes more sense, and your secondary has to be an intelligence specialty as well. But you get 1 in each of those. So on side B of your sheet, where it says primary, you would put 1 intelligence, and secondary you'd put 1 intelligence, and we can pick those out when we get to specialties. Does that make sense?
And those are ones you don't spend points on.
Yep. Yeah, they're the ones you select when you start your character. And then you also get 1 bonus weapon qualification, which goes down below that under combat information. What do you have written there for qualification? Do you have a number there? Did you pick out any weapon types or anything?
I need to remember where everything is on this.
It's right below ability scores, combat information. Right underneath the words combat information is qualification.
Oh, right. I guess I haven't filled that part out yet.
That's all good. That's why we're here, dude. So okay, that Kelly distracted me again.
Sorry.
It was cool.
What are
Richard.
you doing, brother?
I
It's all good. She posted stuff in the Discord.
Oh, that's what the notifications I keep getting are.
Okay, so Mark, did you get the where the qualifications for weapons are?
Yeah, you listed it in the combat information block.
Okay, and then you put you got a bonus one there that you get to pick with, and you got some from your power score too. So you should make sure you have all those. Did you get those when we were in session 0 last time? Because if not, I can go up to I can go to the ability scores and we can get that too.
I'm not even sure that the stuff's right. I don't remember how I came up with the numbers that are currently slotted.
Well, that's why we're going over it, sir. So I'll go to the ability scores where power score is, and you said you had an 89.
Yeah, for power score.
Okay, so we did hit points and hit points per increase. Your healing rate should be 6.
Yes.
Okay. Is that up on the screen, or am I imagining it? Okay. So then you would have your base attack rating is 4,
Yes.
and your starting action points was 4, and you added 5 to it for a total of 9.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
your weapon qualifications, your starting ones are 5.
Okay.
So down below you would put a 6 because you get 1 from your MOS.
Okay.
Okay. Did we get all the stuff from your faction?
I'm not sure what that is.
Okay. Faction is you have a faction and then you have MOS, and I believe your faction was armed forces.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll just make sure you have everything for that as well. Forces at the top. So here we go. Here we go. You got we did 2 area resistance rolls. I know we went over that really good in session 0. Move base is 12. Natural DR is 10. You get 3 bonus specialties. So you could just put those next to the word specialties on the B side of your sheet.
Okay.
Because you get 3 from your armed forces faction, and then you get for weapon qualifications you get 1 ranged and 1 edged. And what I've been doing when I've been making characters is put them actually in where it says on your sheet, where it says, I got some more comments, of course. I'll have to check those out in a second. Sorry, guys. But where, oh, that would be, yeah. Okay. Where it says weapon type, put one edged and one ranged. So that when we get to that, you know you got one of each of those for free from your faction.
Well, I've actually been just like making a Word document with all of the things I need to fill out later. It's just a list of kind of like a to-do list, honestly. Or sorry, notepad document.
It wouldn't be fair to say who we love the most, Uncanny Swag. Sorry, Mark. This is the travails of doing a live stream when we do this. Like I said, we will most probably do any session zeros in the future through the Discord. It might make it easier, but it is kind of fun to have the chat throwing stuff at us. Okay, so you got your ranged and your edged weapon, correct?
I haven't actually chosen those yet. I just
but
wrote down that I need to choose those.
Exactly. Okay, so just so that we're all basically on the same page with where we're at on specialties, because then we can start choosing specialties.
Okay, so I need a primary and a secondary specialty that are both intelligence.
Intelligence. So what I will do is I will go to the intelligence specialties, and you can go ahead and pick those out. Here we go. Now, some of these you have to have prerequisites, but if you pick it as your primary, then you automatically get the ones that you need to get that specialty. So like if you chose anti-terror specialist, you would automatically get counter-espionage, which is your prerequisite. And for counter-espionage, you would have to have covered ops. That would be the one to get to start. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it does actually fit with the character concept, because the character concept I had was someone who was essentially a military intelligence agent whose job was to find people who are trying to hack into the network and take them out to physically prevent them from attempting to hack the network.
So when you were talking about cybersecurity and asking me if I included that in the game.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that.
Which I pretty much have with these specialties, but, you know, if you have computers and you have, let me see here, a military police or JAG, there are ways to work it where as a computer specialist, you would know how to prevent that and stuff. That would be where your cybersecurity is. But if you think it needs to be an actual specialty, we can add that to the game.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. I'm not sure exactly how it would best be implemented. That's why I was asking you about it, because what you've outlined here for an anti-terror specialist and doing kind of sort of is in the same general area. It's just you're not phrasing it specifically as computers.
Right. But so if you had the computer training qualification, and you were an anti-terror specialist, you would know cybersecurity. That would that would be how you would use your computers. Okay, so what one would you like as your primary, sir?
I mean, honestly, on this one, it's like the anti-terror specialist seemed like.
Okay, well, that's the big one to take. So go ahead and put that on the line for primary military specialty, and then check it off down below under the intelligence specialties, the anti-terror specialist. And then you would have to also check off counter-espionage, because you have to have that to be an anti-terror specialist. You also have to have counter-espionage. You have to have covered ops. So stop me if I'm going too fast. So for covered ops, you need infiltration and surveillance. You need two different ones.
Okay.
And infiltration, it doesn't have a classification.
Surveillance has an asterisk, which I guess means it has a prerequisite too.
Let me see. Surveillance, you have to have one type of reconnaissance, and I do want to clarify that one in tactics. So basic surveillance means you know how to sit and watch and be observant.
Okay.
Okay, that's the gist of it. But what bonuses that'll give you in game, I will have set up before game. So reconnaissance is a training classification, and so you would get to pick one of those too. Now, one of those, any of those intelligence specialties, you would probably pick for your secondary as well, because you get one of those as your secondary. Now, or you can just pick another one and a different intelligence specialty for that purpose. But let me see. Reconnaissance training, you would pick either advanced area. Well, if you pick advanced, you get them all. But you could pick aerial, field, or urban. It depends on what you want for your character.
Ugh. I mean, honestly, all of them kind of make sense. It's just I'm not sure
So
Having
if you mark the advanced, just mark them all.
if. Okay, sure.
That makes it simple. And like I said, for the game, you're supposed to be an experienced soldier. So that's why we're trying to stimulate that to start.
But I'm not.
Let me go back up to intelligence specialties. And
I is not a soldier though.
what's that, Warren?
I is not a soldier.
You are not a soldier. No, you are not. You are an elite, sir. That makes you a different classification of human being.
I had a question.
You have a question. I have an answer.
I was looking in engineering medical. When it says armor aircraft, does that mean when you have the armor on, you can fly?
If it has a jetpack attached to it,
Yeah, well, it's saying in engineering medical armor aircraft. So if my armor has, a jetpack attached to it, I can fly.
yes, you would have to have those specialties, though.
Yeah, I have jetpack operator, so I can do that.
Okay. So, Mark, are you clear on primary and secondary?
Okay, primary was anti-terror specialist, and I have like half a dozen prerequisites for that I checked off already.
Okay.
And
you can choose one of those as a secondary, or you can pick another intelligence specialty for your secondary. It basically give you another one for free, but for the purposes of your character, it would probably be one of those you got with anti-terror specialist.
yeah, sure. I guess we'll just go with surveillance for the secondary one,
Okay.
because the surveillance would be like finding people that are doing stuff, I guess. So
Right. Okay. So I'll definitely make sure I get that clarified before we start session 1, and like I said, we'll talk about that later. Okay. So is everybody clear on your primary military specialty and your second, or does somebody have a question?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. What is your question, sir?
It's with arms heavy in the engineering medical. Can I have it so that my armor, like my suit of armor, I can have it so like a missile can come out of my armor?
That's going to be part of upgrades. I thought we already talked about that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I want to get to the upgrades.
We're getting there. Okay, so that takes us to our bonus specialties. Does anybody have any questions about picking bonus specialties? Or did Mark picking anti-terror specialists really help because you pick that when you get the prerequisites? Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Any questions?
I don't even know how many slots I have.
Okay, well, we went over that, didn't we?
Weapon slots.
Yeah, but whatever bonus specialties you got from your faction and your MOS, we went over that. Did we
What,
go
the
too
10?
fast? Do we need to go again?
I thought those were just for weapon types.
That's what you get as a mechanism and a grenadier.
What does the anti-terrorist specialist do?
A lot.
Like what?
They prevent terror. No, what they do is they fight terrorists. They counter them. They go after them. They try to prevent them from doing their terrorist activities, and they arrest them when they do, or they kill them. You know,
I mean, it's one of those things like find them, hunt them down, et cetera, et cetera.
you know, you'll learn pretty good when Mar Hockman gives his intro when we get to the end of this, because you know he's got to sell it. It is Tuesday, isn't it? That must mean I've got it's my shot day, but I'll do that in a bit. When we're done, I'll just have to remember. Okay. All right. So, does anybody have any questions about specialties? Buying
So
them
all I
or-
get are
The bonus specialties. My to-do list says add 3 bonus specialties. Those are basically just whatever I want.
Yep, you pick what you want, and if you pick something that requires a prerequisite, you get that too. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay. Kate, what was your question?
Wait, what? Wait, what? What?
Did I confuse everybody with that statement?
No, but I chose. I spent all my CGPs and bonus specialties based upon needing to get all the prereqs before getting
I
the.
specifically remember telling you if you chose it and it came with prerequisites, you got them.
Ooh, well, then I'm gonna have to go back and.
And you might have more CGPs.
Money back?
Hey, so whatever specialty that you would have got with the ones you got for free, Katie, make sure you just give yourself back those CGPs and then respend them.
Okay.
Your SPs, as it were, for this game.
I have a question.
Okay, go for it.
What is EOD?
Explosive Ordnance Disposal.
These are the guys who dispose of things that the Unabomber left laying around, or landmines that haven't exploded yet. That sort of thing.
Okay.
You ever see Speed?
Yeah.
Pop quiz? Anybody?
Oh, I've seen that.
Warren probably hasn't read Power Ranger.
Yeah, who hasn't seen Warren? You what?
Oh, I've tried to culture them.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
What are you talking
what? I just
Oh, I don't think Jay's seen it either. Have you seen Speed?
Hey, we might have to do a movie night on the Discord if we can ever figure out how to get that to work.
What is speed?
Oh, Jay's seen Speed.
It's a movie about a civilian transport bus that's just like a regular going around the city route that someone straps a bomb to, and it's like, oh, you have to keep the bus going over like 60 miles per hour or the bomb is going to explode.
It's a real action-packed, cool movie starring Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. If I remember.
Oh yeah, there was a 911 episode that mimicked that. It was funny.
We can see you, Kelly, but we can hear you, Kelly, but we can't see you. You popped out of the stream.
Oh, because my freaking computer's being.
I meant to do this. I don't know why.
Anyways, so I did have a quick question. Interpreter, that would basically be like foreign languages.
Yep. And when you take interpreter, I was going to set how many languages you get based on your intellect score. So
okay,
it would probably be the same as your cybernetic slots.
Hmm.
You could learn up to that many. That doesn't mean you know that many, but I'll have to go over it and make sure, because I think I gave quite a few cybernetic slots. So, like I said, I really have to go over it.
And my intellect score is an 18, apparently.
So yeah, so you got a good score. So let me look at that in the book real quick, where your ability scores are. And see if we can just make that official. Intellect, cybernetic slots. Yeah, that looks good. So at 18, you would know you could learn up to 4 different languages. Does that sound good?
Sure.
That doesn't include your native language, whatever language you speak to start with.
Okay.
That looks good.
I don't need your slobberiness.
So I will actually put that in the description for intellect.
So weapon qualifications are pretty much weapon proficiencies. Same, right?
Yes. Balance. Weapon proficiencies, yeah.
Yes.
What do you want to get down?
So my character gets a bunch of weapon proficiencies, but doesn't get any specialties, except for the one hand-to-hand combat.
Right. The rest you have to buy with your
CGP.
SP.
Or
Right.
yeah.
CGP. It's the same thing, just new name.
Okay, so that's what I needed to clarify.
Okay. So, what questions? Sorry, Katie. There you go. You're back. The Pew 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 edition. Spine tick. Lidharo Pew 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 edition. Yes, it would be. Okay. Okay. What questions do I have from each of you about specialties? So that's where we're having the issue.
Yeah.
I get none unless I buy them.
Okay.
What special? It's saying on a cyber technician, 50% of my specialties have to be in engineering.
Right. That
So,
means half of your specialties that you purchase with your SP have to be from engineering.
okay.
That's
I have,
after character creation. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't include character creation.
okay, but in specialties, I have 7 right now. 4 of them are not engineering though.
Let me.
I have no idea why that came up. What happened there? 4 of them are not engineering.
Yeah, 4 of them are not engineering, but 3
Well, the
are.
ones you chose at the beginning don't affect that.
Okay.
It's only when you purchase them after character creation.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Because
So you build the character the way you want, and then once you are a cyber technician, you have to abide by the rules of a cyber technician. But
okay.
what you learn to get to that point could be a multitude of different things.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's start this way. Since you're on the screen, Jay,
Yes.
do you have any questions about specialties?
No.
Okay. Red, are you good?
I think so. Just hoping and waiting so we can get to weapons right now. That's what I want.
Well, we're getting there. Katie, how about you?
No, I don't have any.
Okay. Kate?
Don't tell.
Can weapon qualifications be used toward ordnance?
No, but what the weapon qualifications are for, like you said, are like a proficiency in certain type of weapons, and I'm really generalizing what that means. And when we get to the weapons chart, you'll understand.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
So, okay, I have a question now. So if I choose counter espionage as a specialty, I have to have covert ops, and to have covert ops, I have to have infiltration and surveillance. So
Right. So when in game, it would be hard to get that, but if you start with that, then you would have all that.
okay, got it.
But for you, you're a doctor, so you wouldn't have all that to start.
Why
I mean,
not? I'm
you're a
in the
doctor?
special forces too.
Yes.
No, it's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you went to med school, so that's a hard road to toe.
Well, no, I was gonna do covert ops, and I had covert ops down already. So
Yes, sir, Mr. Swag, medic. But you have to also be a medical doctor.
yeah, but special forces even that has to have covert ops, right?
Oh yeah. In certain instances, yeah.
Okay.
That's why it's all in there, so you can take it. Not all special operators know all that stuff. Everybody shares some basics, but after that, that's why they have you knowing different things, so they can have a team of people that have different skills. That's the whole point of having a team or a squad in our case. So, Mark,
Yeah,
you have
I'm
any-
back now.
Do you have any questions about specialties?
Okay, so what exactly does the signal core and tracking do?
Okay, Signal Corps is it does a lot of different things. Signal Corps would include like flagging down ships when they're not ships, aircraft when they're landing. You would also be able to signal ships. You know the way to signal either aircraft or ships, or that's what that is. The Signal Corps. I'm not really familiar with how that all works, but when I was going over the skills, that was definitely one that's a very prominent thing that is needed on the deck of an aircraft carrier. It's also on an airbase.
I would not put the word core attached to signal in that case.
That's what it's called.
Like signaling something.
That's what they call it in the military, is Signal Corps.
Well,
But
I mean,
I can reword it if you like. I mean, I don't have an issue with rewording
well,
stuff.
I mean, me
Well,
being
hold on,
in the army, I was a member of the signal corps, but me
Okay.
as a member of the signal corps, I did computer stuff all day.
Right.
So it's not signal corps isn't just doing like.
So I could just rephrase that to signaling. I'm good with that.
Yeah, it's like it's like
Yeah, and I welcome the advice, man. I really do. Because, I know a lot about military stuff, but I wasn't in the military. So, I do the best I
it
can.
was like a terminology thing I was wondering about because like I see signal corps. My thinking's like, oh, is this someone who does like computers and like radio
And,
stuff?
Let's see, Signal Corps was in qualifications, training qualifications, correct? Where am I looking for this? Okay, let me jump back over here and look at the record sheet. That's the fastest way for me to find stuff, which is why it was beneficial to get this together. That's a special service. That's right. Okay. And why is it not listed there? There it is. Signal Corps. Yes, special services. So let's go up a little bit to special services. Intelligence. Sorry, guys. So if you have any other questions, you get let me know. Special Services Signal Corps, we'll just call that signaling. And I will have to remember to change that on the record sheet too. But that when I looked it up and I did the research on it, Mark, that's what they called it everywhere. But I am good with changing that. Okay. Any other questions, Mark?
So what exactly does tracking do again?
Means you can track people.
Okay. Well, I mean,
It's really that simple. I mean,
I would. I mean, that's the basic concept. Sure. I was just
Yep.
wondering what it does within the concept or construct of this game.
okay, so it actually has in this particular game many different facets, and I'm really going to have to go in depth on the description for it because there's differences in urban tracking and field tracking and tracking across the water and tracking through the air and tracking in space. I mean, I'm going to have to go in depth on it, but in essence, what it does for you is it allows you in your field to be able to follow an individual trying to get away in that situation. You get what I'm saying? It allows you to follow people without seeing them. You track them.
Sure. Okay. Cool.
I am going to define it a lot better, but for now, the gist of it is you can follow people. Okay. Any other questions from anybody? Okay. So, do we need to continue on with specialties, or do you guys want to look at the next step in the character creation?
Oh wait, I actually have a question.
Okay, go for it.
In defensive and offensive qualifications, when we have stuff in our listings, do we mark it off in the defensive and offensive?
Okay, you're talking about the training qualifications, defensive qualification, and offensive qualification.
Yeah.
Okay, these are These are bonuses you can get to your DR and your AR based on the terrain or the situation.
Okay.
If you're in a bunker and you have bonuses to defending a bunker, then you have that bonus there to your DR.
Okay.
If you have bonuses to attacking that, then you have bonuses offensively to that situation.
I pick you too.
It's just ways to get bonuses to your AR, because AR is kind of, I purposely have it set low so that you can build it up. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. So next up is weapon qualifications and vehicle qualifications. Do you guys have any questions about that?
Yeah. How do you do
Yes.
Okay.
Where are they?
that? Well,
They're in section 11,
11. Jeez, that's
right after specialties, on page, starting on page 65.
You're too big to do this.
And this should be pretty straightforward, Kate. So,
Okay.
what questions do you have? Lay it on me.
Hey Google,
Um,
turn off sync.
Is there a list of them? That isn't a.
No, there is not a list of them, but we would look at we'll look at the weapons and the equipment. The equipment section is in the ref's guide for a very important reason, and I will get to that. But but I do have the vehicle list, and so you can pick out what vehicles you want to know how to drive or operate or pilot. But you have to basically, if you there's a prerequisite, you have to have a specialty in that kind of driving in order to qualify on that vehicle. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what exactly is your question?
Well, I think there needs to be a list of weapons first.
Well, there is.
Oh, I thought you said there wasn't.
No, it's in the referee section, and that's actually I have that
Oh.
set here. So let me get over to that. That's I actually have
It's
that.
hard to choose them without a list.
I get you, and I'm sorry that I have it set up that way. You know what? I may have them right there now that I think about it. I may have decided that they should be right there for you to choose from, but let me double check.
Well, I think
No, actually,
Yeah, I did. I put them right there on the next page.
okay.
we can
Section
Page
11.
66.
No.
And basically, you pick the weapon type. If it's a handgun, you pick semi-automatic or automatic.
That's it right there.
Let me see. Do I have that up on the screen? Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Okay, so basically, this is what you would spend your qualification on. You wouldn't spend it on the type of gun. Like you wouldn't say, I get an M16. You would say,
Mhm.
well, I have an automatic rifle or a semi-automatic rifle. And automatic does, and a lot of them can switch to both, but you'd have to be qualified in using both. Does that make sense to you?
Are there
The
even
question I
15
should
of
have-
them?
What's that?
I said, are there even 15 of them?
Yeah. But you got to remember, those are also for weapon vehicle qualifications.
Oh, okay.
And there, I have, I think, 5 for each type of vehicles that we have. But like I said, we'll get into that.
Wait.
Yeah, you would go to this chart and pick out your weapon qualifications. These are your handheld weapons.
What's personal combat weapons?
A personal combat weapon, that would be your a club. Well, your weapon of choice, and it's based on size. That's so anybody could, like, if you want a sword, that would be a small personal combat weapon, because a sword wouldn't be considered heavy, or it wouldn't be wieldy.
What about the repulsor things? Like how Iron Man has the repulsors, and like, would that be it?
That actually would be a sonic weapon.
Sonic?
Yeah, it's listed as an LRAD. And damage is, it doesn't really do damage. What would happen if you hit somebody with that? They would get a shock roll from their vitality. And if they fail that, they're unconscious. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Damage, it doesn't do hit point damage. But it can knock someone out.
But I mean, that's okay.
But yes, so it's there, and if I need to add something, this is why I posted all these earlier, so you guys could look at these and say, "Hey, that's not there," you know.
What about the shoulder cannon that Iron Man has?
Okay, that depends on what the shoulder cannon does. Does it fire rockets or does it fire bullets?
It would be a rocket.
Okay, so that would be a rocket launcher that mounted on your vehicle. Now, in the upgrade section, I actually have rocket launcher mounts for armor.
Okay. So where would I put that if I was going to do that?
Okay, if you want to know how to use a rocket launcher or a missile launcher, you would put AP 102 as your weapon qualification. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
That's why I wrote all these different numerical and with number or with letters.
Under Grenadier, I have heavy weapons and missile launchers. So
Okay.
I would have the qualifications to know how to use those.
Right.
So
You would have to pick those. If you want all of those, you would have to pick one in each BFG 12, FP 11, AP 102, and Torch.
right, but where do I put that under weapon qualifications or attack weapon types?
Weapon qualifications.
Okay.
You don't put anything under your weapon types until you actually have it in the hand. And in most cases, you have to have a weapon issued in order to use it.
Yeah, but it's attached to my suit.
But it hasn't been issued to you yet, sir.
Okay.
But you have to know how to use it. Greetings, Cody. Welcome.
I know how to use it.
Is there a list of vehicles?
And yeah, there is. It's coming up next. I'm sorry, I was distracted again by the chat. Spine ticks. I'll put it up on the screen and let you guys all see it. Apparently, Swag needs a proctology exam.
Hey, Chris, what does oh gosh, where did I so under the mechanical engineering, what is small arms under there mean versus the small arms under the offensive and defensive qualifications?
Okay. It means you know how to repair it.
Okay, so the offensive and defensive qualifications just give us bonuses
Right.
on using small arms.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, what the?
You popped out and went back in, Red.
My camera popped out. Hang on.
It happens. We all have technical difficulties. That's what makes live streaming so fun, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so any questions about weapon classifications? And did I answer your question properly, Katie?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that will take us moving on to vehicle classifications.
Yeah.
And so we have the aircraft types, and I have 6. Now, this chart up here is going to be for me. When I add this to the game, I didn't see any point of putting them in different places, but I may end up adding this section to the referee's area. Okay. So these are your aircraft types that are going to be in the game. Your Dragon is your rotary wing helicopter. Your Killer B is a hovercraft bike, and it tells you what your qualification is for it. That's your CSR. So maybe we should go over that really quick. The CSR is your classification specialty requirement. And then your WQ is how many weapon qualification slots you need to spend on it. And then, of course, there's range and armament capacity for AC. That's what that means, not armor class. It's armament capacity in our game. And then SA is standard armament. So that's what it normally has on it. So if you have become qualified in this in flying this vehicle, for example, the Dragon, you wouldn't have to know how to use all these things, but you would have to know how to use like the things that some of the guns and things as the pilot. But a helicopter this big actually has a designated gunner. This one actually has 3. The Killer B is a hovercraft bike. It takes 2 weapon qualifications, and its armament capacity is 5. And that means it has all these weapons on it, but you can add this many more to it. That's what armament capacity means. So then you have your jet, your a sky cutter is the type of jet pack. It actually looks more like a wave runner in the sky. And you have a hang glider and a stop rotor vehicle. It's both a jet and a helicopter. That's what a stop rotor means. And you have we have a fast attack jeep called the Bardici. Motorcycles called katanas. Now these are your smaller, lighter vehicles. Like a katana, once you are qualified on it, you can ride a motorbike. But you have to have motorcycle rider, and then you spend a slot in it to know how to operate it without penalty. Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions about how vehicle qualifications work?
Yeah.
Okay, question.
With the Iron Man kind of flight, what would that be under? Like, if I were to put that on my suit, what would that be under?
Okay, that's going to be an upgrade.
Yeah, but no, the flight thing, because I have the jet.
We are almost there. We are really red. We're almost there. That would be a jetpack operator.
Yeah, I have that already. I just.
You would basically put the jetpack in your suit. It wouldn't be one of these vehicles.
Yeah.
So
I have a question.
You would have to spend a weapon qualification on your suit. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I had another question also.
Okay.
If I were to do this with a sword that I can like throw and thing, it's got like a rope attached to it, but it like sucks it in. Would that be like a personal weapon kind of thing?
That would be a personal weapon, sir. Yes, you would create it and you would discuss it with me, and I would tell you how it worked in game.
Okay, so it would be like a special weapon thing.
Yes.
Would that be like a small, heavier diamond? I don't know.
It would depend on what we add to it, and that would be discussed off session, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll just put personal combat weapon, and then we'll discuss it later. Then change word.
Okay, yeah, and then we have a few other vehicles and stuff. And I skipped over that really quick, the keep, because I didn't really want you guys to see that yet. Okay, then we go to your armor type. Okay, this stuff will be issued to you. Now, what's going to be issued to you is you're going to be your interceptor body armor. Now, Warren, for you would have a Mars body armor. That's really what it's called. I looked it up. I may not be able to use that because it may be trademarked. I may have to change that, but for now, that's what they're calling it online. That's the brand of armor.
A Mars body armor.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of creepy, isn't it?
What would I have level 5 or like what? 4?
Okay, you would have level 5, right? Everybody else would have access to the interceptor body armor, which is standard body armor for a soldier.
So if I would have level 5 for that, where would I write it on my sheet?
Okay. Let me go back over to here and go to the DR section, and that would be that would actually be on side B because I moved it to the bottom where you have equipment apparel. That'd be under your apparel. That'd be the type of armor you're wearing. That's where you write that.
Okay, so what do I write exactly?
You would write body armor +5. That's really all you need to write. See where the body armor levels are, +1 through 5? That'd be level 4 body armor.
No,
I based this off real world military body armor, but I added some.
Okay, so but you said I was +5 though.
And bioorganic armor is an upgrade which you guys don't have access to yet. Now you can get for your interceptor body armor. Everybody is going to be issued this, so everybody can actually put that on their apparel, something you're wearing. I think I might change the wording of that to just armor. But for now, that's what I had on the sheet, and I left it there. Now, you can get light reflective armor. That can actually go over your body armor. It's bulky, but I looked this up, and soldiers actually do this. They actually wear light reflective armor over their body armor. It's kind of weird, but they do. So you can actually add those together. It's like wearing a tunic, very similar to what we do in Lanharo. And then you can actually have a tactical body shield in your offhand. So these are some of the things I actually looked up online for real world military body
I
armor.
mean, you want to see something really, really stupid that people have actually done in real life. Take interceptor body armor and then wear a flak jacket over it.
Oh yeah. It's just, it sometimes it makes no sense. But hey, so from a military guy's perspective, Mark, does that look like a good list?
I mean,
Or is there something you'd want me to add? The
uh,
bioorganics is my thing, so just ignore that.
to be honest, we're in the whole like sci-fi stuff that's better than what you would actually see in real life. So
True.
it's like there's only so much that real world experience can actually tell you about that.
This is true. Well, this is why I don't think there's personal energy barriers available to modern warfare soldiers, but there is in this game.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But like the logic behind that thing I was saying though is that putting the flak jacket over an interceptor body armor actually does have a heavy effect on how much things penetrate the interceptor armor.
Well, that's why I added
It's
to
just
the
that it's so heavy you can't run while wearing it.
right. I would impose penalties on movement and stuff. Yes, but it can be done. I put it in here because it can be done and has been done in the real world. Now, when we actually get going after a while, you guys will have the option to do bioorganic armor. But
Okay.
that'll be things that you guys find.
I have a
What about as a mechanism armor?
Your armor is actually pretty cool already, but you can get, for you, you would probably be issued a personal energy barrier, and light reflective armor for you would actually fit you. They could make it form-fitting to you, but interceptor body armor, that's something they would have to manufacture specifically for you. So you'd have to have a cyber technician make something like that for you in-game. I don't know where you would meet one of those, though.
I don't know.
One thing that occurs to me though is that you would actually be able to replace it if it gets damaged, the same with someone just like taking off an interceptor jacket. Although you would need someone to assist you with that.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
Interceptor body armor, it's like full armor. It's pretty cool stuff. I was looking at some of the pics online. I'm like, they actually put that on underneath their uniform.
Well, not really.
Yeah, not really. Exactly.
The way it looks from a distance, it looks kind of sort of like a uniform, but the reality is that the carrying thing that the interceptor armor is in is simply made of a material that looks the same as your actual uniform. So from a distance, it's hard to tell whether it's an actual uniform or the interceptor armor.
Exactly. That's why I put it in there, because it's a real world thing. And that's what most soldiers are issued. Whether they actually use it or not is usually up to the soldier, unless they've been ordered to wear it. In you guys' case, that you're going to be issued interceptor body armor, and it's up to you whether you wear it or not. Now,
can I ask my question, please?
sure.
Remember when you had the thing Cybernetic Shield link? Would that mean I have a personal energy barrier?
Have your personal energy barrier, yeah, but it has not been issued to you yet, but it will be.
Okay, but I can write that on my sheet, right?
You can write it on your sheet. Plus, you can write down the level 5 armor.
Yeah, I already wrote
Well,
that.
level 4 army. That's the way they level it. It's kind of weird because they have 2 and 2A. But I'm going to reword all that and make it make sense for our game.
You said level 5, but I'm level 4. But what do you mean?
Okay, exactly. It's confusing, so I need to fix it. Just put level 5 armor. Make the level match the plus. That's the way I'm going to do it in the game. And Uncanny Swag says, you got to be safe, and I agree. And if you guys want, tactical body shields will be available, and so will the light reflective body armor. So everything here is available except for the personal energy barrier. Now, the Mars body armors, only one of you has that, so that's why it's there. So Mars body armors and bioorganic is not available to you guys except for red.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
so
I can,
you guys have access to everything else. So any questions about armor and defense?
Now the body shields, are those like always not like the kind that can like shrink up and stuff, right?
It depends on what you do with the standard one. No, you would have to have your cyber technician customize something like that for you. Maybe make it shrink down to fit in your body armor. That's a possibility. I mean, we're talking about a sci-fi game here.
Okay.
In reality, though, you're walking around with a big tactical shield.
Okay.
With stronger grades, and I did look those up too, and they were exactly the same as body armor. I was like, really? Wow, that's cool. They just make them to the strength, a certain different strengths.
A tactical body shield, isn't that like a riot shield?
Yes, it's like a riot
Yeah,
shield.
that's what I was thinking.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
a clear plexiglass mounted on your arm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Those things actually will stop some firearms, relatively small caliber ones, though. So if someone,
Which is why I
gives
didn't
you
give
a
a big
full,
bonus for them.
which is, I mean, like if someone was to give you a full auto burst from an AK-47, especially someone who knows how to counter stabilize an AK-47 properly, it'll punch a hole straight through the shield.
Yeah, it will. Okay, so let's do this real quick since Jay's fallen asleep. We'll go back to this and let's leave this up on the screen for a minute.
Are we calculating our DRs?
Let's calculate the DR. That's what I was going to do right now. So we'll start with Mark since he's at the top. What exactly are you wanting to wear, sir?
For now, I guess just regular body armor.
So the Interceptor body armor. So that gives you a +4 to your DR, plus your natural DR, and then your agility adjustment. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. So my DR adjustment for agility is +2. Natural DR is 10, so that could be a total of 16.
That's absolutely correct, sir. And if you want to add light reflective armor to it, you can do that. Or if you want to pick up a body shield, the way I'm looking at it is the body shields they just have more area when they get large.
That's an interesting question. Does this game have laser weapons?
Oh yes, it does, sir.
Because when I was thinking of like the whole like light reflective thing, it's like that sounds like something that's primarily meant to stop lasers.
And that's exactly what it's primarily for. Yes, sir.
It is. We have
Okay, so where do I put in the total DR?
Where it just says DR there under your combat information. Okay, let me put the record sheet back up there. Combat information, it's over to the far right under combat die. There's a box that says defensive rating.
Oh, it's actually spelled out. Oh, okay.
Yep. I spelled it out so there was no guesswork. Maybe I should put DR at the bottom.
It's like the only place you had it spelled out and you put it. Well, actually, on the sheet I'm looking at, it has it arranged in a weird column formation.
Yeah, that's why I changed that. Yeah, on the newer sheet, it's just a box now. You just put your number. So for now, just put a 16 there, and then you can download one of the newer.
Well, I downloaded the other one. It's just that I like partially filled this one out, so I figured I'd just transfer things later.
Okay, Spine Tex wants to know when we get freaking sharks with freaking laser beams.
That sounds like something the bad guys use to guard their lair.
It would be. It would be an upgrade, Mr. Spine Tex, Mr. Sith Lordly. That would be an upgrade, sir. We're getting there. I'm almost there.
We're getting there.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so you got a 16 there, Mark, correct? Are we good?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't want to add anything else?
Not right now. Maybe later. I don't know.
Okay, Katie, what do you got?
Me? It looks like I am doing just basic armor, and then I should have a 15 with my agility bonus.
So that'd be +1, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so there would be your +5 bonus to your natural DR. So what would be your total? 15?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Kate. You should have the best DR in this group.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
Maybe.
What's your
What
natural DR?
natural D
NDR. It's up at the top under your character information.
natural DR 16.
Okay. And what's your agility adjustment?
No, you just
My
have-
agility adjustment.
Yeah, under your agility, yes.
DR adjustment is +6.
Wow. See, you're killing it. You got a 22, and you don't even have any armor on because you're a machine.
Hmm.
Literally, you're playing a machine. So where it says DR or defensive rating in that box, you put a 22. Now, if you want to add your LRA, your light reflective armor to it, you can do that.
You have a 23.
In game, if you want to get your cyber technician to build you some kind of body shield,
What?
you may have to do that. But like I said, you won't have to worry about that because we are going to get into bioorganics, and we'll see how that works. But that's something I want to surprise you guys with in game. I think Kate and Katie have slight memories of that from my Mace game, but it's going to be a lot different.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I do have a quick question going back before to the qualifications. The offensive and defensive qualifications, can we take those as our specialties or no?
they are a specialty, yes.
Okay, so and then if I for starting, if I pick sharpshooter specialist, do I automatically get the comp, or do I have to do the comp first? And
If you
then
choose it as one of your bonus ones, then yes, you get the automatic ones that were your requirements up to that.
okay.
So that's kind of your thing. You're a sharpshooter. Okay. So
Oh,
we got your DR, we got Kate's DR. What was that, Mark?
I found a small typographical error in your weapon.
Oh, I'm sure there's a ton of them.
qualification
I am great at writing super fast and making errors. What is
thing.
the error?
Your weapon classification list. You have arms, small, handguns / sidearms, riffles. Yeah, you spelled it with 2 F's. Rifle only. Has
Oh
one
yes,
F.
yes. I you can actually spell it either way, and I was trying to change them all to. I'll go back through. I was going to go back through and make sure they all said rifles.
See, automatic spell correct won't catch that.
No, it
one
won't because it's not misspelled.
it doesn't know which word you're trying to use. It just
Exactly.
knows that both of them are words.
Yep. And I actually think it has a different meaning to it, but
Oh yeah, it has a
Whatever.
very different meaning.
okay. So, Jay, what kind of armor are you going to have?
Just some good old basics.
So you got the interceptor body armor. That's +4. What's your agility adjustment?
3.
3.
Yeah.
So that's +7 to your basic of 10 because you're a human. So your DR is 17 unless you want to add light reflective armor or a body shield.
Nah.
Okay. So did you write that down?
Yes.
17. All right. Red Power.
Yes.
What do we got for you?
It's 21.
Okay. So you got your level 5 armor.
Yeah, level 5 armor, but
Personal
plus
barrier.
personal barrier and +1 from the agility.
Okay. All right. So we're all good on DR, correct?
I would assume so.
Okay. All right. That'll take us to the final details. Basically, that's where we get the upgrades and all that stuff. So let's go do some upgrades.
Upgrade.
So I got to scroll through all this crap first. Because this is all referee stuff that you guys don't want to bore you with. Okay. Or what? Okay. So cybernetics. Okay. A lot of you will have access to this because you have a cyber technician, for one, and for two, you're basically on the GI Joe team. So under your intellect score, you have a certain amount of cybernetic slots. If you want some of this, it can be attached to you. Now, Kate, you're plug and play, so any of these you can get. Warren, same thing with your armor.
Yeah.
Everybody else, this has to be a surgery, and Patches would have to perform it.
Oh, I feel the need to point out that Airwave is terrified at the idea of trying to have cybernetics while using laser weapons.
It's a choice and a character preference, and from a role playing standpoint, personally, I would not get cybernetics.
Now, what if I want cybernetics? Who's gonna put it in me?
Okay, I'm not gonna.
Presumably, like headquarters has other doctors somewhere else who can do that.
In this particular instance, no, she is it. She is your primary and only medic. So no, you cannot perform surgery of that nature on yourself, especially when you're talking about a brain implant. But there will be instances in game where you can go to a base and have it done.
I do have a way to possibly.
Okay, if you want to attempt it on your own, that would be something we do in game.
No. What I was thinking was because it has the chip that scans and diagnoses medical conditions and injuries. And since I'm a commando and was special ops, maybe I already had access to that and already had it implanted before I came.
Okay, well, we can discuss that, and we can between games, but there is that device in the gear section. So you have to put it in if you recall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice question.
And that's as much as we're going to say on that subject.
I have a question.
Okay. Ask the question, sir.
I have an AI, Pow. He's level 4. Where do I put that on my sheet?
That would be under support characters.
Support characters. Got it.
Bottom of the back.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Kate, Red, cybernetics. Which of these did you guys want? And you have a certain amount that you can have. I wouldn't use up all my slots right away if I were you, because you're going to be finding stuff in game that is completely different from this list.
Okay. A question also. When I have Pow, does that take a slot?
No, sir, because he is not attached to you.
Okay.
These are things you attach to yourself. These are now for you in this instance. That would be your armor, and your armor has the same intellect as you technically. So your armor has those slots. Now, what was your question, Kate? Since he interrupted you.
I don't know. Do mechanisms get specific amount of slots?
Yeah, it would be based on your intellect score. Now, for you, it's actually double because you're a mechanism. That's a house rule that I was doing.
Because literally everything would be a cybernetic upgrade for this character, and it's very limited if you're just basing it off intelligence.
Yeah, I need to figure out how that works for mechanisms. That is definitely something I need to work on. But for now, double it.
2.
So you would have 4, yeah, because you're.
No. It's 1. I have an intellect of 14. So literally, it's.
Okay, so what that's reflecting though is your level of AI. We need to determine what the intellect of AI 3 is. So intermediate would be basic with higher function. So that would be probably the AI. Like I said, we'll have to figure out what the actual intellect score is for AI. And it'll be those slots. So I'll take care of that between sessions, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we will have to have a powwow. Yeah. All right, so Jay, did you want any cybernetics? We can get you with that brain implant so you can target your right in your vehicle with your targeting software. No, it's up to you. It can be done. But yeah, you'd have a piece of Borg hardware sticking out of your head, you know. But anyway, our cybernetics are actually going to get easier when we get the bioorganics, and you guys will find out how that works.
Hey, can you go back to that? I had a question.
No, I don't want to go back to that. I know you've been waiting for it all night, so go ahead.
With my suit, if I got like a medical diagnostic sensor and a targeting software, would that just work with my suit and it would just show me what I need?
It would, sir.
Okay. Can I get that, and where would I put it?
Under your accessories, man.
Accessories.
That same area. Yes.
With Pow Pow. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so do you have any other questions, Warren? Because you have access to this chart and you can look at it all day. We need to get to everybody else because Jay's about ready to fall asleep.
Jade already walked away.
Okay, so you'll be able to help Jay do this. I got the equipment list up here, and what you can't see is drones and support characters, but you guys won't have access to support characters, but you will have access to drones. But for this moment in time, I don't know if you saw the contents of a med kit, but I have that for you, Katie.
Yep, I saw.
Hey, it looks like GM Cody just uploaded a new video, so
Cell phone?
if somebody's interested in Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay Part 1, he does really cool videos.
What is cell phone?
What do you mean, what is a cell phone? Oh my goodness.
If I had a cell phone, can I connect that to my suit?
You can, but there are better things to connect to your suit. You, sir, would want to put an operator comm that's already attached to your suit.
Okay. Where would I write that down?
Under your equipment down there.
Okay, right.
Okay, you actually can write you can write a haversack. Everybody gets one of those. And the contents of a haversack are right there. You don't have to write all that stuff down. If you have it, everybody is issued a haversack, just like everybody's issued like a standard equipment pack in some of my other games. Same kind of
What sack?
a haversack. That's what the military calls it.
I'm pretty sure I would probably have compartments rather than.
You can set it up that way too, but if you have the contents of a haversack, you can break it down into your web gear. Is that correct, Mark?
I think that's the way it's spelled. I don't
Hey,
know.
Marhawkman.
Yeah, I looked it up. No, but I meant was you can take your backpack, your pack that you get with your standard gear, and you can put it in your web gear. So,
Well, I mean, like usually they issue you well, like there's the like old school traditional
Ooh.
not rucksack, but something bag, where it's just like a big old pouch, single pouch with a zipper on it. But that's something you only use for like just transporting stuff.
yeah, your tote bag.
Yeah, but like anything you like carry out in the field is going to have pouches in it.
Exactly. So it depends on how you want to go out in the field. You can carry a backpack. You don't have to. That's what a haversack is. You can take the contents of that and put it in the pouches on web gear. That's entirely up to you. But we kind of have all that in here. See,
What is web gear?
it's basically a vest with pouches on it.
Okay, so did you look at the pictures that Patches made and posted of the characters with like that?
That's web gear. I mean,
this isn't technically web gear,
No,
but
no, it's not.
it's the same idea as web
It's the same
gear.
idea. Yeah. Let me see. Day has a better.
Yeah, that's real web gear. It's just like real web gear isn't like sewn together. It has like clips and buckles holding the pouches onto a frame.
Right. So you can actually take the contents of your backpack and put it in a vest like this. That's the best way to say that.
That particular example looked mostly like magazine for whatever weapon he's carrying, but whatever.
For simplicity's sake, though, everybody can write haversack down, and everything that's in the haversack contents, you have.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
I don't think we really need to make a gameplay distinction about what kind of backpack you carry your stuff in.
no, we do not. No.
Okay. Have like a metal.
Anyway,
back.
so if you wanted something that's not in the haversack that's on this list, like say a cell phone, operator comm is the same thing as a satellite phone, but they have it down into down to a science. Now let me. Naturally, the two GI Joes I have on my desk right now do not have one, but the Joes actually have something they call a Joe Pro. That has a camera and a device in it, a communication device, and it sits on the shoulder or on the belt or wherever you're comfortable with. And basically, that's what each of you have been issued. I call it an OpCom.
Yeah, that would be in my helmet. That's where I would have that.
Yeah, your yes, your OpCom would be in your helmet, sir.
Yeah.
But that comes with your haversack. So.
It also it's a GPS as well. So
Yes, it is. So
So it's
anyway,
like an augmented reality headset he's got.
yeah,
He's like Iron. He's playing Iron Man.
he wants to be Iron Man, and that's cool, you know.
Yeah, it is. It's cool.
Okay, so
man,
if you guys want
You mean War Machine?
if you guys want a UAV, you're not going to be carrying around a class 5, okay? We're talking about a plane-sized global range hail, which is I'm pretty sure high altitude long range vehicle or something like that. I can't remember what the abbreviation means. I wrote it down in the description, so I wouldn't have to remember later. But anyway, I looked all that up, and that's the way they classify drones.
I probably have access to drones. But
Yes, you would. But what you would have is your up to class 3
Okay.
drones. You would not have a class 4 or 5 drone
Okay.
as a group. So if you guys want to use them, you can use them. If you
Yeah.
want one, put it on your sheet, because that's basically, you take out your class 3 mid-range tactical drone, you pop it up in the air, and it basically can scout ahead of you. It's what soldiers use in the film all the time nowadays.
Yeah, I would have that. So that would be an equipment, right? Still.
That would be equipment, yes, sir.
All right.
All right. So, does anybody have any questions on how this works? You already have a mechanism. That's a dog. So yeah, you got one, and somebody's playing it. So they're not available in the keep at this moment in time. But it is possible for you to get these through gameplay. That's why they're in the book. So now that we've looked at that, does anybody have any questions about standard equipment or gear?
Yeah. So
Okay.
the standard med kit is fine for like everybody else, but could I, as the doctor, have a more advanced med kit with more stuff in it, like a
This is
paramedic?
what you have on the boat, on the keep.
Right. But I mean,
What
when
you have available. Plus, they gave you a really nice scalpel, if you recall, which is not in this kit.
I mean, in the actual infirmary, and when we finally do go out.
Okay, yeah, the infirmary is well stocked and all sorts of stuff.
Okay,
But,
so
and
so
yes,
I can,
you do find the scanning device. I thought I added that. Yeah, BCI scanner. There it is. You do find that in the med lab. There's 4 of them.
okay. Oh, it's just not an internal one.
No. That would be a cybernetic device you'd want implanted later if that's what you want to do. Well, like I said, bioorganics are going to change that concept altogether. But
Okay.
that's something we need to get into in game because it's not available to your characters yet. Okay, so any other questions?
So the haversack contents
Right.
are
Everybody has that.
how do we tell what the contents are? Specifically, is it below where it says haversack contents?
Yes.
Everything there, or
Yep. That's why I put it there.
okay,
Because when you get a haversack issued to you, that's what's in it, a standard pack.
okay, that all the way down to drones, right?
Right. Well, yeah. Where drones cuts, that's the cutoff.
Yeah. All right.
I
Just double
might,
check.
I might need to put that in a different spot. Would that
Yeah.
make sense?
Like what web gear is the
Like the contents of a med kit.
vest that you would attach the pouch to.
Right.
Would be with bush hat. That's just something that you drape over yourself.
Right.
Survival knife. Magazine ordnance.
That's whatever ordnance you're carrying.
Oh, right. That's just ammo for whatever weapon. you
Ammo,
have.
yeah. It's generic, and you can carry up to 30 in most cases.
Moss tin and
I
moss
did look that
gear.
up.
That's just like face paint.
Yeah.
All right. And of course, 7 MREs. Dang.
And you got to have a
That's
pack of matches.
Wait, hold on. Claymore. A single Claymore mine?
That's what's in the contents of a standard soldier's backpack, sir. I was like, really? Everybody carries around a Claymore?
I've never seen anyone ever get issued one of those.
Well, you guys are being issued a Claymore. All right.
It's got to be like not a claymore sword. It's got to be something.
No. A Claymore is an explosive device that you plant.
Claymores are
okay,
hella
okay.
destructive. People
Yeah.
don't get issued
Oh, yeah.
those unless they're going into the field and expected to blow things up.
Uh-huh.
A Claymore taped to a brick wall will blow the wall down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're powerful explosives. Yes, it is.
It's a brick of C4 with bits of metal taped to it so that when it explodes, it flings shrapnel everywhere.
Yep.
Me looking at this right now, I'm just like, I don't need a compass. I got a GPS in my helmet.
Okay, well, that's part of standard survival.
Well, you see, a GPS requires you to get a signal to whatever it's connecting to, which, I mean, yes, it works, but it could also give away your position if you're being stealthy. A compass, on the other hand, might not be fully reliable. It might not give your exact position, but you can use it even if you're trying to avoid being detected.
Right. Okay.
Because you got to remember, a GPS throws out a signal that the enemy might be able to detect.
Oh,
Okay, so you're exactly right. Do we have any other questions, or can I go on to stims?
Why does it say when you roll 1 on a D10, it says death?
Because you can die instantly.
This is if you're having a bad reaction to stims.
Right. Now, these are, this is, like I said, it's short for stimulant transformative injected membranes. It's not a real thing. It's something I made up for game. Now, there are similar things that the military has, but this is my version of it.
Well, let's face it, you're not getting the details in the real thing. So
No, I wouldn't.
Might as well just make up something that sounds cool.
Yeah, exactly my point. Okay, so these are things that you can be issued in game, but this is what happens if you overstimulate. The rule is more than 5 stims together in a 6-hour period. You make a shock roll from your shock roll feat, and it's under your vitality score. And failure results in an overstim reaction. And that's what I would roll on this chart, or I would let you roll, and I would tell you the result. Is actually how I'd like to do it. Now, there are several stims that do some pretty cool stuff. This one helps you focus, gives you 50% to your insight feats. This one helps you leap. You get a number of meters equal to your vitality score for 10 combat rounds.
Well, I mean,
We're talking meters, not feet. So if your vitality is 15, you could jump 150 meters with this stim. It's pretty crazy. But these are supposed to be outlandish for sci-fi.
wait, what's tech boost?
Tech boost. It doubles your current cybernetic slots granted to you by your intellect score for 1 day.
Uh-huh.
So you want to turn the other ones off, because otherwise you'd get an overload. And then you have a DNA bond stim, which makes alters characters and bonds other stims to you permanently. So these are things you can do in game.
DNA bond?
And yes, you have access to all of these, Kelly. You can modify these. Okay, I got a message from Mako. He just got home, and he's writing some more. So this is why he said he couldn't be here tonight. He had to work and stuff. This is the problem he's having. He might have a problem getting the game in general, but we'll see. Anyway, any questions about stims and how they work? I mean, they all have different. They all have different effects. So
I have a question. There was that one that was the DNA bond. Would that work on AIs?
no, it does not work on AIs. You have to be an organic organism.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured that for stims.
Yes. Yeah. So Kate, these wouldn't have any effect on you. Anyway, there are some that up your hit points temporarily, adrenaline, DR, and ability scores. Now, like I said, some of these can be made permanent. But whenever you try to make something permanent, you automatically could have an. You have to make a feat of vitality, or you could have a overstim reaction. Whenever you try to make anything permanent, I didn't write that down yet, but that's what I had decided. There's some of them that give you heightened senses temporarily, so that's stims. And for vehicle upgrades, I thought I had a list, but I think I might have it somewhere else. But basically, there is you can mount stuff to vehicles and stuff. So
I was talking about heightened senses, though. What was that about?
heightened senses.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically, you take a stim and it ups your sense by one level.
Okay.
If you have 0 as a human, it would go to 1. You take another dose, you go to 2, up to a maximum of 3. So you can actually up your heightened sense to level 3 without having to worry about an overload. Okay, let me see.
What about for mechanisms? Do they have any heightened senses?
That would be a
by
cybernetic
default.
implant type thing, and you could do that. I was thinking-
So they don't have any by default?
No, not by default. No, but we can discuss that and set you up with some if you like, because you're a mechanism, and we haven't defined exactly what you as a mechanism can do.
Yeah.
And every mechanism is going to be different based on how they're built.
Yeah, that's a bit complicated. We might have to just.
Okay, so let me respond to Mako here, and then we'll go back in.
Because if you think about these sort of
I'm going to ask you to join us.
if you think about a lot of these crews, they look to their, like their mechanisms to sense everything for them. And if they look at me, I'm like, oh.
Exactly. Okay, so overall, does anybody have any questions? Because we need to wrap this up and vote for our squad leader. And I'm kind of glad Mako's in the chat, because I'm going to ask him, because he's saying he might not be able to make it to game at all, except for as like a special mission game. So he might be our 6th player on occasion. So that would probably wouldn't be good if he was your squad leader. But any questions? Okay.
No.
Texting while putting up groceries. Can't right now. All right. So I'm going to ask him what his vote for squad leader would be, because he's been involved from the beginning, guys. I don't want to just boot him out entirely. You guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, that's okay.
And Jay's going to need to get a vote too. Okay. His request of Katie is that he would like Mako removed from the artwork. It doesn't look like him anyway. I was going to have you do that anyway.
Okay.
All right. So I sent him what he's vote for squad leader and special assist. Okay. So from this point, I guess since we've got let's see here, switch this over here. Since we got Mar Hockman up here, sir, are you ready to give us your character background and pitch for squad leader if you want to be squad leader?
Honestly, given the fact that my character, that's some annoying feedback. My character's kind of a specialist in that she does intel work related to counterterrorism, and with a special focus in detecting and taking out hackers, and something that's very esoteric in not something like a general like team leader sort of thing.
Okay. You want anything to add to that?
I'm good.
Okay. So I guess that takes us to Katie.
Okay.
Background and pitch for squad leader. Oh, and then we'll talk about the difference between squad leader and specialist too.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't think I want to be squad leader. But I mean, I will if I have to be, but anyways, so she started off in as a culinary specialist, and then her best friend was died at the hands of an undertrained medic. So when she re-upped, she switched to the medical field, first becoming a paramedic and then eventually a doctor. And then she went on to be in Delta Forces, or Delta, be in Delta Force, and now she's here.
Yeah, she got picked by Stone for Echo Squad. Okay, so well, you all basically have been picked for Echo Squad by various command elements. So, Kate, your show here.
Last pup was created, and all systems are nominal.
Okay, anything to add?
No pitch for squad leader, no.
Okay. How about you, Red? Are you all good, Kate? Because I can put you back up there. All right. I don't know if we're going to hear from Jay tonight, but go for it.
Oh, I can tell you for Jay. Sorry, I was running to get the power code for the computer.
Okay.
So Jay is
I'll give you some time then, Red, because
Okay. Well, I was.
while we're hearing from Katie about Jay.
okay. So Jay's character Day is a driver, and he's just almost got in trouble in high school for Grand Theft Auto and reckless driving, and got turned around by joining the JROTC. And so he went into military right after that and has been a driver and mechanic ever since. So he can drive just about anything that has wheels, and fix just about anything that needs to be fixed that's mechanical.
He has also been slotted to be your Mako driver. Your Mako is going to be your primary transport land vehicle. Well, it also goes in the water too. Okay, so that takes us to Red. What do you got?
Yes. I am Red Powers. I've been making my character out to be like an Iron Man character. I'm an elite industrialist, and that's a lot. But yeah, my character was trying to be Iron Man before all this, but he got captured by G.I. Joe. So that's how he's here now. And I don't think there's anything else I should add about that. That's pretty much what happened.
Okay. So you're all done then, sir, yes?
Yeah. Wait, I got something I need to do first. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on.
All right.
Is this the right one?
Hello, I'm Pow Pow, and I am an AI made by Red Power for making his life easier.
That's Pow Pow. I have a bunch of like voice lines from him that I can play that, during the right timing.
Okay. Did you want to show some more? Or are you going to wait for game?
Maybe.
Yeah, make up your mind, sir. We need to wrap this up here.
Okay. All right. I'll save the rest of it for game.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, I appreciate you being here tonight, and I hope we got everything straightened away with your characters. If you have any other questions, you can shoot them to me. We are definitely going with the icon that Katie made. It's going to be the cover of the book, and it's also going to be the icon for the server. Nobody else posted one because I think that was so cool. And I agree, Spine Ticks. Thank you for joining us tonight. Okay, so what we need to determine here is who our squad leader is and the specialist. Now, what I was thinking, and what you guys may have a differing opinion on this, is we vote for the squad leader and second place would be the specialist. Now, what the specialist is somebody who takes the squad leader's place in the absence of the squad leader. So if you're not your AUS squad leader aren't here, then the specialist would jump up and be the squad leader in your place. Does that make sense?
Or if they're incapacitated.
Incapacitated, yes. And the medic could deem that they're incapacitated. Now, if the medic is the squad leader, that's another story or altogether. Okay. So do you want to do it that way or do you want to vote separately? First place squad leader, second place specialist. Or two separate votes?
I don't care, so it's up to everyone else right now.
This will be important in game because the squad leader is in charge of kill sheet. They can designate the specialist to do that when they don't want to do it. That's one of the perks of being a squad leader. So, also the squad leader is going to get access to more stuff on the Discord. Okay, so I guess we're going to do it my way.
No one wants to be that.
Well, somebody's got to be the squad leader. That's what we're down to. Stone would have come in a mission briefing and basically determined the commands determine it really, but he would have informed you who the squad leader is. So basically, I just need to hear you guys' votes for first and second place, I guess, or just first place, and then second place would be the specialist. So, all right, Mark, your vote for squad leader. That's probably everybody's reaction. Because I think we all pretty much thought it was going to be Mako, but
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Well,
he was the highest ranking guy anyway at the time, but things change.
enough to know that.
Not the robot dog.
Not the robot dog.
Yeah.
I don't think the robot dog can be, squad leader just by concept.
Yeah.
No
Right.
offense, Kate.
No. I agree.
I just try. I don't remember what anyone's character names are. That's part of the problem.
Well, that's why they're. Let me put everybody up there, but
Mine's on the screen.
just responding to Mako here, I think for the one more time. We all should be up here for this anyway. So we've got Blast Pup, the mechanized canine.
I don't know if. You guys can put the names on your.
It's one of those things you have to do when you get in, and I didn't think of that.
That's okay, Marhawkman. Marhawkman is Echo 1-3. He's also Airwave. So, all right. So you vote for your vote for squad leader, sir. Not Blast Pup. We got that. And yeah, you can't vote for yourself.
I guess Patches or Jay.
Okay. All right. So, Kate.
Our top two, or what are we picking here?
Just pick, you can pick one or two.
I think Red would be based on his elite status. I think that he would be a good squad leader.
That's actually a good choice for the mechanism. That dude over there with all the money, he can buy me more stuff, and he's my cyber technician.
Yes.
All right. So you have a second choice? You don't have to pick a second one. We're just doing second.
Second choice, probably Patches.
Okay.
Funny,
Red?
the two people that can patch people up.
Yep. Vote for squad leader, sir, and your second place. Since that's how we're going.
I don't know.
I think Mako's final decision, I think, is he's bowing out of the game altogether, except for maybe special missions.
I have no idea.
What he posted seemed like he's not sure if he'll have time, but he'll try to be here if he does, or something like that.
Yeah. I haven't looked at the Discord yet, but he's in his private message. He's told me he's pretty much going to be out, not in the regular campaign.
The public message was pretty short, but yeah, something about the not
Let
having
me
time.
let me take a look. I don't know what that was, but okay. We'll have to find it. Okay, so first and second choice there, Red.
I don't know.
You got to pick somebody.
Well, I can't pick myself, so I guess I'll go with Patches.
Okay, and second choice. You
If,
got 2 votes for Patches so far.
So I guess maybe Jay. I don't know.
I don't know if Jay's just the driver, so I don't know. Anyways,
Like, if I can't vote for myself, I gotta vote for the other people.
why can't he vote for
You
himself?
can volunteer. That's
Really?
voting for yourself.
Yeah, you can volunteer. Yes, for
Okay,
squad.
I will vote for myself. Then.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Katie, I guess you kind of get 2 votes. I don't know if that's fair.
Okay, well, I can tell you Jay is not gonna want to be team leader because they're just a driver, and so they're more of a follower. But
Now, this can change through gameplay too, guys.
so
This is just for right now and for the purposes of the Discord.
and other than that, I can't speak for Jay and his decision, so I won't suggest what he wants.
Okay. Well,
or
what about
suggest
yourself?
for leader? But for myself, I would say, I would also say based upon the characters, that Red would be a good team leader since he is, the Tony Stark of the game. And I guess I would be a good second since I am an officer and a medical trained.
Okay. Anybody want to add or change anything? Because the way it's looking, looks like Red's going to be the squad leader and Patch is going to be the specialist. Does everybody agree with that count?
Okay.
Yeah.
There.
Mark?
Sure.
Okay, we're good with that then. Okay, so I will fix that on the Discord after this. All right. Does anybody have any other questions or want to say anything else before we sign off?
Nah.
Okay, I'm going to end the stream then. Everybody, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed us fooling around here, making characters, and trying to figure out this game that we're calling the military action game. We definitely appreciate you watching and being here for those of you who were in the chat. And on that note, Echo 1 out.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.